Simple Path to Lead Generation, episode 201. Are you ready to make your law firm a profit-generating machine that will free up your time and skyrocket your impact? With more than 2 decades of business growth experience and having proven that you can be successful while prioritizing your family and your impact, introducing the Profit with Law podcast. I am your host, the creator of the Firm Differentiator 10X Effect, Moshe Amsel. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Profit with Law podcast. I'm your host, Moshe Amsel, and today I want to talk to you about lead generation, rather, not just lead generation, but a simple path to lead generation. So something that comes up over and over again in coaching calls and various discussions at events is for the smaller attorney, the one who has limited budget, they are trying to become a marketer themselves. They are trying to learn how to do and win at SEO. They're trying to figure out how to run Google ads, Facebook ads, things like that. And that is the worst thing that an attorney can do, is to try to do the work of a marketer. I mean, the marketing agencies are doing this day in, day out. They understand the marketplace. They understand what needs to be done. They understand the language you need to use. Now I'm not saying that they're all good. They're all valuable. But the good ones are worth their weight in gold. And you have way better things to be doing with your time. As a matter of fact, if you are spending time on this, don't think that you're saving yourself the $2,000, $3,000 a month in marketing fees. What you're really doing is you're tying up your precious time and preventing yourself from taking on another $3,000, $5,000 clients. So that $3,000 savings is actually costing you $15,000 in revenue. The math could be even worse if you start to really think about how much time you're spending on it. But what is the solution? How does somebody get those first leads through the door so that they can start to have a book of business big enough that they can afford to hire a marketing agency to take them to that next level of lead generation? So that's where I want to focus this episode. Now, if you're a listener who is more advanced, who already has a marketing agency, who already has a lead generation system in place, you may be tempted to turn off this episode. And I'm going to tell you, stick with me, because even though you're already winning in those categories, you may have low-hanging fruit that has not been tapped. You may have the potential to really start to bring in more leads on top of what you're getting through your marketing efforts by doing these simple things. So I encourage you to stay with me. Maybe I will throw out an idea that you haven't thought of, and you can take it and run with it. And then if we do that and we get clients together, I would love to hear back from you and let me know what your experience was. Let me know that you succeeded in getting those clients. So I'm going to cut to some words from our sponsors who make this show possible, and then we're going to dive into seven different things that you can do to bring in leads immediately into your law firm. Finding amazing employees is the toughest job for any business, and especially for a law firm. You deserve to be the law firm owner you've always wanted to be, but you can't get there without a great team. Get Staffed Up helps you build your all-star team by staffing your law firm with incredible full-time offshore virtual assistants. Work with Get Staffed Up to save money and your biggest resource, time, while they find you the best English-speaking VAs in the world. # delegate your way to freedom. Learn more at www.getstaffedup.com/VIP. As an attorney, you want to get more done for your clients while converting leads into new business. But your days are filled with drafting documents, meetings, court appearances, speaking with opposing counsel, and making sure no one falls through the cracks. This leaves you with little time to focus on your business. Meet Lawmatics, the most powerful client intake and marketing automation CRM built for the modern law practice. With Lawmatics, you can win more business, impress clients, and be more efficient. Go to www.lawmatics.com to book your personalized demo and learn how Lawmatics can help you grow your firm. Thanks to our sponsor, Smith AI. Smith AI is a superior virtual receptionist service for small businesses. They specialize in working with solo and small law firms. I discovered Smith AI a couple of years ago and was blown away by the range of services, which are available at a cost any attorney, even those of you in the smallest solo practice, can afford. Their friendly receptionists respond to potential clients in English or Spanish, screen and schedule new leads, and even take payment for consults. The best part is, they don't just handle these conversations by phone. They also have live agents and chatbots capturing leads on websites and via text message. If there's one growth hack to your practice, this is it. Smith's friendly gatekeepers can staff your front lines. They'll capture new leads while you work uninterrupted. You can finally have the peace of mind that while you're working, you're not missing out on future work. Plans start at just $210 a month for calls and $140 a month for chats. They even offer a totally free chatbot, so there's no excuse. Try Smith AI today and see for yourself why attorneys like Justy Nickel in Colorado say Smith AI receptionists are the secret to business growth and client happiness. Smith AI offers a free trial, and podcast listeners can get an extra $100 discount with promo code ProfitLaw100. That's ProfitLaw100. Sign up and learn more at www.smith.ai. Trust me when I say, don't let another day go by. Try Smith AI. And I am back. Okay, so go to our sponsors' websites. Go take advantage of their offer. They all have amazing things to offer you. Let's talk about generating leads for your law firm. So here we go. Our 7 easy steps that you can take, 7 easy things. Actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm about to give you this list of 7. I just realized there was an 8th one that I intended to put on the list, but I did not. So I'm going to add it to the bottom of the list here. Okay. The first one's the obvious one. You probably did this when you started your law firm, but some people are afraid to do this. Family and friends. Spread the word. You don't like to be the recipient of somebody marketing to you who's a family member or a friend. So you may have had hesitation to do this to others. And I am going to be the first to tell you that there's a right way and a wrong way to go about doing this. Don't blast them with an email, a piece of mail, or anything like that. Take the time to reach out to them on the phone and say, hey, I am in no way trying to solicit business from you, but I want you to know that I opened my own law firm. And this is the practice area that I'm working in. This is my specialty. On the off chance that you happen to run into somebody who needs this, I would love it if you would keep me in mind and perhaps pass my name along to them and send the business my way. That's it. It's a simple conversation, but it's one thing that you can do to perhaps move the needle, because you don't know what each person's circle of influence is. You don't know who they might be running into. For all you know, the day after you have that conversation, your cousin, Bertha, walks into the nail salon and is sitting next to Cindy, who's getting her nails done, who's talking to the lady doing her nails about the fact that she's got that she needs to go through a bankruptcy and doesn't know where to get started, or is dealing with an injury and can't get back to work because they won't approve her accident at work. You never know where people are going to run into these opportunities for you. So the more ears on the ground that you have listening for you, the better off you are. Now, if you want to take friends and family to the next level, then you can have on your calendar, hey, I spoke to this family member on this date. I'm going to put on my calendar to call them 3 months from now. Now, you call them just to say hi. They're a family member of yours or a friend. You call them to say hi. And in the process of the conversation, it may come up like, oh, hey, how's that law firm going? How's business? And you can say, well, business, it's so far so good, or things are slow, whatever it is. But you can always lead into, I could always use more clients. Don't forget, if you hear about this and this issue, let them know, pass my name along. And that's really how you can take family and friends to the next level, and keep it top of mind that you do this, because I guarantee if you have a conversation with somebody today, a year from now, 2 years from now, they're not going to remember. So it has to come up again somehow in their mind over and over again. And the best way to do that is to become their favorite friend or family member, because you call them all the time. You check in on them all the time. Maybe you host a barbecue and invite them over, things like that. So that's family and friends. That's the easy one, okay? What is the second easiest thing that you can do? Well, other attorneys. And this is something that people, they've got their blinders up. I'm starting a law firm. Everyone else is my competition. Hopefully, you're choosing a practice area, not just a practice area, but you're choosing a specialty in the practice area that separates you and differentiates you from everyone else. Now, perhaps maybe you still have a few firms that compete with you, but most of the law firms around you should not be your competition. And if they're not your competition and they are a law firm, they might have people coming in who heard about them from somewhere or got referred to them from somewhere, but they don't deal with that specific thing that other firm, that other person needs. They don't deal with that specific thing. They need to find somebody to pass that name along to, or just turn them away. They would rather pass them along, especially if you're willing to do fee sharing or of counsel arrangements where they can actually benefit financially from it. But even if they don't benefit financially from it, they do benefit by sending somebody to an attorney who's going to be able to help them, because then they remember that they helped them get their problem resolved, even though they didn't handle it themselves internally. So you should let every law firm in the area know that you're in business and what you do. And you should try to meet with those attorneys. But even if not, I heard this actually on the Law Entrepreneur podcast, and I have to look back to see what episode it was. So my friend Neil Tyra interviewed, it was a female attorney. I don't remember her name. And she, it stuck out of my mind because she was like the editor of Macworld or something. Like, she had a tech background. She became a lawyer, and she started her own firm. And she told him on the podcast how she had taken a box of donuts with a card to every law firm in the area. And she basically brought it, and the card said, here's a gift from me. I just started a law firm in the area. This is my practice area. That was it. That was the whole thing. And she said that drove the first year of her business was just referrals coming from these other law offices just from doing that. So I'm just throwing out ideas of how do you break the ice? How do you make this happen? There's many different ways to go about that, but it could be as simple as literally showing up at a law firm with a box of donuts. That's it. Now, you could get way fancier with that. My friend Stacy Brown Randall has an entire book on how to get referrals without asking, and she has the system that she promotes in the book, or she talks about, where you identify who those people are that might refer you business, and then you come up with a system of touch points throughout the year. You want to make sure that you have somewhere between 8 to 10 touch points throughout the year of varying degrees. So it could be email, could be in person. Each type of touch point has a different level or a different degree. And she basically has the system that she lays out on how to stay top of mind of people so that when the opportunity to refer business comes, they're thinking of you. And that works for both this one that I'm sharing, which is other attorneys in the area, and the next one. So after other attorneys, what's the next step? Other professionals. So here's how this works. Your client is going to seek legal services when they have a problem. Where do they go to get that problem resolved before they take the legal action? For example, if somebody is going to get divorced, where do they go first? Probably a psychologist for family therapy. Probably, right? So what if you befriended all the family psychologists in the area? Shocker. Oh my gosh. That's where my clients will come from, right? What else? Well, if you're in estates, financial planners. Who else knows that somebody needs an estate plan better than somebody's financial planner? Who knows the ins and outs of all of their assets, their entire financial picture. What else? Let's see. Workman's comp claims, doctor's offices, right? Somebody gets hurt at work. Where are they going? They're not going for a lawyer first. They're going to a doctor first. Automobile accidents, personal injury, also doctor's offices. So any practice area that you're in, you can, or not any, but most practice areas, you can think of where somebody would go before they need legal services. There is another professional involved. Here's another example. If you do Medicare claims to get somebody approved to stay in a nursing home, well, there's people's job it is to help people find the nursing home to place them into, right? So they're, I forget what they're called, maybe a patient care advocate or something like that. You befriend those people, and they're motivated to get these people placed. So if they need a lawyer to help them financially make it happen, to help them get their paperwork in place and get approved, then they're going to send business your way. Finding amazing employees is the toughest job for any business, and especially for a law firm. You deserve to be the law firm owner you've always wanted to be, but you can't get there without a great team. Get Staffed Up helps you build your all-star team by staffing your law firm with incredible full-time offshore virtual assistants. Work with Get Staffed Up to save money and your biggest resource, time, while they find you the best English-speaking VAs in the world. #delegate your way to freedom. Learn more at www.getstaffedup.com/VIP. As an attorney, you want to get more done for your clients while converting leads into new business. But your days are filled with drafting documents, meetings, court appearances, speaking with opposing counsel, and making sure no one falls through the cracks. This leaves you with little time to focus on your business. Meet Lawmatics, the most powerful client intake and marketing automation CRM built for the modern law practice. With Lawmatics, you can win more business, impress clients, and be more efficient. Go to www.lawmatics.com to book your personalized demo and learn how Lawmatics can help you grow your firm. Thanks to our sponsor, Smith AI. Smith AI is a superior virtual receptionist service for small businesses. They specialize in working with solo and small law firms. I discovered Smith AI a couple of years ago and was blown away by the range of services, which are available at a cost any attorney, even those of you in the smallest solo practice, can afford. Their friendly receptionists respond to potential clients in English or Spanish, screen and schedule new leads, and even take payment for consults. The best part is, they don't just handle these conversations by phone. They also have live agents and chatbots capturing leads on websites and via text message. If there's one growth hack to your practice, this is it. Smith's friendly gatekeepers can staff your front lines. They'll capture new leads while you work uninterrupted. You can finally have the peace of mind that while you're working, you're not missing out on future work. Plans start at just $210 a month for calls and $140 a month for chats. They even offer a totally free chatbot, so there's no excuse. Try Smith AI today and see for yourself why attorneys like Justy Nickel in Colorado say Smith AI receptionists are the secret to business growth and client happiness. Smith AI offers a free trial, and podcast listeners can get an extra $100 discount with promo code ProfitLaw100. That's ProfitLaw100. Sign up and learn more at www.smith.ai. Trust me when I say, don't let another day go by. Try Smith AI. So the more you think outside the box about where are there professionals or are there people in a capacity where your clients are coming to them before they're seeking those legal services? And now it's simply a matter of connecting with those people. Now, so step number 1 was family and friends. Step number 2 is other attorneys. Step number 3 is other professionals in a referrals capacity. However, there's another way that you can use other professionals to help drive business, and that is to do collaborative events with those other professionals. So say you're an estate planning attorney. Well, you go to a financial planner in the area and you say, hey, I'm an estate planning attorney. You're a financial planner. Let's join forces and let's do an information session for people about their wealth generation or wealth growth and wealth preservation through estate planning. We'll do this joint event. You invite your clients. I'll invite my clients. We'll fill the room. You do the joint event together. You each do a presentation, and then people in the room become your leads. So you get cross-pollination between your clients and their clients, and everybody wins, and the clients win by you win by educating the potential clients in a way that they wouldn't be educated otherwise. In other words, for, let's say, estate planning, people know the theory, I need an estate plan, but so many people just push it off. They don't get around to it. They don't realize how important it is, but if you could stand in front of the room for 30 minutes, you can probably demonstrate to them how critical it is that they get that in place. And if you convince them that they need it now, that this is now an immediate need, now it becomes a pressing issue for them to resolve. Now, if you do collaborative events, just know that you need to really be ready to do some really massive follow-up afterwards, because if you don't follow up within a day or two of the event happening, they're going to forget how inspired or motivated they were to do something with you, and you're going to lose the momentum from that event. But it's a great way to have exposure to a large number of leads. And a large number, I don't even mean like 100. I mean, it could be 10 people in the room. That's 10 more people than you would have to have trickle in one lead at a time from these other referral sources. So collaborative events with other professionals, even with other attorneys, if it makes sense, could be a really great way of bringing leads in. So we're already 4 into the list. We got 4 more to go. Your next one is past clients. If you're brand new, you don't have past clients. However, most brand new law firm owners used to work somewhere else. And if you're staying within the same practice area, you still have clients that you've served. They're just not your clients now. They were your clients then. Now, this is an area that you would have to navigate ethically, whether you're allowed to contact them or not. But presumably, you're not contacting them to solicit business from them. You're contacting them to let them know, hey, I started my own law firm. This is what I'm dealing with. And if you ever have any family or friends or anybody that you know, coworkers that need this service, I would appreciate it if you would send them my way. Now, if you serve that client well when you serve them, why would they not send the business your way? So past clients is another place that you can go to generate referrals into your business. Now, so far, we've basically talked about things that are entirely in your control. You can find these people, you can connect with them, you can break the ice, you can bring them donuts, you can meet them for coffee, whatever it is, you can start that conversation and see where it goes. And then you need to stay on top of the relationship and stay in touch with them and try to remember personal details that are important to bring up the next time so that they know that you care about them and that you've been listening. Which is maybe it's a whole nother podcast episode on how do you navigate these relationships. But these are low time commitment things that have a high probability of results, because people who come through these channels are going to already be wanting to work with you by the time they meet with you. If they're coming to you through these other marketing methods, through Google pay-per-click or SEO, they read an article of yours, they're not coming in as, ready to do business with you clients. They need to be sold on you and your firm. But when they come in through referral sources, generally the referral source has a relationship with them, and therefore they are already coming in with this idea that you're endorsed. This other person they have a relationship with said you're the one they should go to. You're the one they're going to. So these are pretty powerful leads that come in. They're worth more than the other leads. And you can really move the needle, especially when you're early on in business and you only need a handful of clients to really make a difference. You can drive 2, 3, 4, 5 clients a month by really honing in into these areas. And then once you've got, that first $20,000-$30,000 a month of revenue coming in, you can easily make that determination that now it's time to invest in my marketing. Let me go spend $3,000 with a marketing agency that's going to actually, make things happen for me with SEO, with blogs, with whatever, with however you decide to market for your law firm. All right, so here's the last 3. These are going to be, some could be more time consuming, but really it's just greater effort. So the next one is media exposure. Now, media exposure, before you start getting all nervous, with the word media, could be easy, could be a smaller platform, it could be a larger platform, right? So you could do guest blogging. Guest blogging is basically where you go to somebody who already has a blog that has visitors that are going to the blog, people are reading those articles, and you offer to write an article for them in your area of expertise that they can post on their blog. And the idea is that they post this article on their blog, and you get to get some exposure because it says it's written by you. And at the end, it says, if you want to get in touch with so-and-so, here's how to reach them. And it can have your website, your email, your phone number, one of those, all of those, depending on the blog and what they allow. So it's a great opportunity to provide value to the blog because they're always looking for content to then, because they've already done the work on their side for SEO and they have a legitimate blog site that's active and has a readership, that article can rank in SEO. People who are reading every article that comes out on that blog are going to read the article, and essentially that can drive traffic to your website or people into your law firm for consults. Now, using the same idea, think of this show. This is not a good example for you to be on, but look at a bunch of the guests that we've had, right? Take Maddie Martin from Smith AI. She comes on as a guest on the Profit with Law podcast, and by me interviewing her, she gets to talk about what she does. She gets to demonstrate her expertise, and people who are listening realize, oh, I really need virtual reception service. This person really sounds like they know what they're talking about. Let me go check their business out. And they go and check out Smith AI, right? So you can do the same. You can think about your target audience, your target clientele. Is there a podcast, a Facebook live show, a YouTube live show that is targeting that audience? Can you become a guest on one of those shows and just get interviewed or have a conversation around a specific topic? What about somebody who's got a Facebook group with your target audience in it? Can you do a free training to that group? Offer the group owner, the person who has created that group, offer them to come in and do a free training for their people. They get to provide content. They get to provide something engaging to their audience, to the people in their group, and you get the exposure of the people who are listening to your stuff, because if they find it valuable and they have a need, they're going to reach out to you. They're going to contact you. So media exposure. Now, the last one, radio show, television show, that's the one that's the most scary. But the truth is that it's easier than you think. Here's how it works. Now, I'm not a PR expert. Actually, I should interview a PR expert on here. I actually have one. We did have a PR person that we interviewed on here. His name is escaping me at the moment, but if I remember to tell my team, we'll link it up in the show notes. But I also know somebody who is not only a PR expert, she has a PR agency, but she teaches PR agencies how to grow their business. So maybe I'll bring her onto the podcast here. We can talk about PR for law firms. But the idea is simple. When a TV station needs to bring on an expert around a certain subject matter, they have their go-to person that they call. And if that person delivers, if that person drops what they're doing and makes themselves available for them when they need them, and they come across well, they have a great face for TV or they have a great voice for radio, and they demonstrate their knowledge and they're able to fill that spot, they're going to want you back and they're going to have you keep coming back. So yes, they might already have somebody that they do that with, but you never know when that person's going to not be available. You never know when that person's going to say, oh, it's been fun, but I have better things to do. So you reach out to these talent agents in the radio and TV stations, and you let them know that you would love to offer your services to them in this particular subject area at any time, and you just keep going at it, keep hounding them, keep sending it to them. I don't mean every day, but every few months you can reach out to them, send them a reminder, maybe even try to get a meeting with them. Send them, if you can get a spot on a small, TV station locally, then you can take that spot and you can send it to a larger TV station. You can say, hey, look, this is what I did on this and this TV station. I'm happy to do the same for you when it comes up. So looking for those relationships, those opportunities, and getting them started is the hardest part. But once they're started and you start to be highlighted in these spots, that gives you mass exposure that would be very hard to build with the more expensive ongoing costs when it comes to marketing and stuff like that. So this is another thing that you can do that really just requires you to do some initial work to find out who it is that you need to be talking to, and to just keep setting yourself reminders to reach out to them and continue to make that effort until that call comes in, until that email comes in, and then you drop what you're doing and you show up, and that's how you get your foot in the door. So we have media exposure, guest blogging, podcast guest, live show, television, and then micro-influencer joint collaboration. This I really already touched on with doing a joint live YouTube, a live Facebook, doing something in somebody's Facebook group. You basically want to look for people who have the attention of your audience. For example, Charles Krugel is an attorney in Chicago that we've had here on the podcast. He also did a session in our first Law Firm Growth Summit, a training session, and he gets his clients through speaking engagements locally. And he jumps at the opportunity to get speaking engagements, and he just does these speaking engagements, and clients come from that. But he started a group on LinkedIn. And the group on LinkedIn is for business owners. And actually, I think it's attorneys that are in the group. Regardless, whatever it is, he grew that group to like well over 4,000 or 5,000 people. And that group itself also drives business for him. So my point is not that you should create your own group. You absolutely can, but that's a long-term play. But you can go to somebody like Charles and you can say, hey, I would love to provide value to the people in your group. Here's my area of expertise. How can I do that? Would you like to take me up on this offer? I'm happy to do a training for you. I'm happy to come in there and just answer some questions on this topic. Let me know how I can be of help. And you just start to do that, and you create visibility within these platforms where there is a small subset of your target market gathering, and that's how you get really strategic with getting in front of those people. Now, the last one, this is going to shift gears completely away from referrals and all these kinds of things. The last one is very simply Google My Business. Google My Business is the profile that Google allows you to set up for your law firm, and you need to get that completely dialed in to your law firm, your practice area, what you offer, your selling points. And if you want ideas of all the things to include in there, just look up your competition. Just put in a search. So let's say you're a personal injury lawyer in, I don't know, Nashville, Tennessee. Just go into Google and Google personal injury attorney, Nashville, Tennessee, and look at what comes up in the map pack. Look at what comes up when you go into more detail, and look at those listings and say, which ones catch my attention? And you will suddenly start to see, well, the first thing that catches my attention is maybe the star rating and the number of reviews. The next thing that catches my attention is whether they're open right now. So the ones that are open 24/7 get looked at when somebody is looking after hours way faster than the ones that say closed right now. Or the ones that have a specific practice area that aligns with the thing I'm searching for will catch my attention faster than the ones that just have general areas of law. So start looking at those things and figure out, how do I make my profile have all of these? And fix your profile so that it starts displaying what you need to articulate to people. So when they're in there searching, they actually look at you and they say, wow, this is a law firm I need to call or I need to contact. Now, how do you get 24/7 on there? Very simply, you hire somebody like Smith AI, which, by the way, they offer a discount when you sign up with them. If you use the code PROFITLAW100, gives you $100 off of your first month's service on top of whatever promotion they're already offering. So definitely tell them you came from the podcast. But I didn't plug them here just to sell their services. Smith AI has 24/7 coverage. And as long as your phone is getting answered 24/7, you can say that you're open 24/7 because they will get a response and and you know what? Smith can even set up your consults for you. So you can have them call after hours and get answered by a Smith AI receptionist who can then book them on your calendar for your consult, even accept payments for that consult right then and there, 3 o'clock in the morning if that's when somebody's looking. So those are some really amazing tips and tricks for you that you might want to think about of how can I there's a book by Seth Godin called Guerrilla Marketing. I think it's by Seth Godin. Now I got to look it up and make sure I'm not giving you the wrong author. But there's a book called Guerrilla Marketing, and in it he talks about these different tactics that you can take that is just to really put yourself, oh wow, there's a lot of books that come up with guerrilla marketing. But regardless, you need to think about these tactics that you can, the book that's coming up with guerrilla marketing, a gazillion of them, is by a guy by the name of J. Conrad Levinson. That's not the book I was thinking of, but who knows? Maybe I'm just confusing who the author was. But anyway, I digress. You need to come up with these tactics that you can use that don't take a ton of your time, don't take ongoing long-term commitment of your time, and don't cost you a heck of a lot of money to do, so that you can start to get that, unclog that blockage and get those clients coming in, get those leads coming in. Now, it's not going to happen the first time that you make the first phone call. This is going to require you hitting up all your family and friends. This is going to require you hitting up all the attorneys in your area. This is going to require you hitting up all the professionals that would be in contact with your target market before they come in contact with you. But when you start setting the groundwork for these people to all know to send you business, all of a sudden those leads are going to start to trickle in, and then they're going to start to flow. And before you know it, you're going to have a decent amount of business coming in through the door just from these efforts. And then once you have that business coming through the door, you're now in the position to start to parlay some of that money into some longer term marketing efforts that will get you results that you couldn't do beforehand because you just didn't have the cash to make that happen. Now, if you have money to invest, money to spend, you absolutely can go and get yourself a marketing agency. You absolutely can go. We have a guest interview that's going to be coming up where we talk to somebody who his specialty is Google pay-per-click. And he's got a unique model where they charge you based on your results. In other words, they share the responsibility of driving results for you. So I'm really excited for that episode to get released. It's going to be still weeks down the road from when you listen to this. But when you have some money to throw at leads, then you can go to somebody like that and you can start to get even more leads coming through the door. And then you can go and invest in SEO. You could even go straight to investing in a ghostwriter for you. These are all guests that we've either had on the show or have coming up on the show that you can just take these different service offerings, put them all together, and really create a massive marketing machine, lead generation machine for your law firm. But you've got to get that needle moving, and you can do that with your own sweat equity by doing these minor, small steps, these small tasks, laying these foundational relationships with the right people to get those leads flowing in through the door. So hopefully you found this information helpful. Hopefully you found this episode great. And if you did, I would love it if you would go into, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you would go into your podcast player, just scroll down in our show, scroll down to after the episodes, you'll see write a review. Click that button. It's literally going to take you a minute to give us a star rating and just write something in there about the show, why you listen to it, something that somebody who comes and reads that review would be able to say, oh, I should check this show out. We would love it if you go in there, give us a rating and review. Honestly, it's just one little thing that you can do to provide us with some payment for the valuable content that we're providing you, and really help others find the show. Now, if you're in other podcast players, I just don't know the steps for doing reviews in them, but we would love reviews on any of the podcast directories. So whatever you're using, see if you can find the easy way how to leave us a rating and a review. We love to see those, and that's basically it. I'll see you on Thursday. We've got an amazing guest interview coming. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye now. Have you been enjoying the show? We sure hope so. To make sure you never miss an episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button in your podcast player app. Next week, we will be back with more valuable resources and ideas on how to break the mold and take your law firm to the next level.